And welcome inside CMA Fest Day 3 here on the Backstage Pass Again, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And, of course, out there, KKTC, True Country 99.9, and our friends at HighTideCountry.net. Again, thanks to sponsors for getting us here. Bangtail Whiskey, our friends out there, and, of course, out there, friends at the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix. He's actually here on the other side of the booth here from Boston, Massachusetts, doing interviews just like us here on the show. And, of course, out there, too, our friends at Pepper Brooks Music for sponsoring us. And, of course, Sandy June Music down there. Kicking off day 3. We're surviving here on the stations, no doubt about it. And Holdyn Barder joining us here to kick off day 3. What's up, man?
How you doing, Brandon? Thanks for having me on.
Those late night parties are you can't avoid them, but it's part of the networking. You know how it goes. Yeah.
I'm with you there. So
Little boys need a shot of whiskey right now, to be honest with you, here on the show. And if somebody's got one, hey, bring it by here at the Music City Center. It's just 9. You know, it's all good. Now, was it 10? Oh, 10:30. It's 10:30. It's here. I wish it was 9:30. It's all good. Traffic's chaos. Well, time to ring that bell on the show, too. And this is the one you were saying with non-country, but you're referencing so many cool things. And I like the fact is, because I'll ask you about a baseball question, too. You got that Phillies jersey on, rocking it, too, as well, in that picture in the background for this song. How did this one come about? And I know this is, like you said, non-country, but it's got a good feel to it.
Well, I appreciate that. Obviously, based on the song, you could tell I grew up in Philly. I was born in Houston. I was raised in Philly. Some would say that's kind of a dangerous combination. But anyway, I grew up my whole life a Philly sports fan. And so I ended up putting a song about the Eagles out, about a Dallas Cowboys fan who falls in love with an Eagles fan. And it was called Go Birds. I put it out, did well. It was country. And then I was like, you know what? Why don't I just ride the wave and keep it going? So I was like, let me just get creative here. And, we actually, my buddies and I, we made a Phillies hype song that was just like, we're like, let's go in the deep end. Let's try it. I don't know how well it was received. It was a mix of reviews, but it was a blast, man. And the Phillies have it right now, and they may use it. So pretty cool.
You got, of course, the Liberty Bell. You got that too as well, and you got to look at all the stadium, Citizens Bank Park. I got to go to the old Veterans Stadium back in the day too. That's why I love doing sports and music. It's a great combination to put together because you see so many artists who that's their outlet, man. They just go out there to watch ball games. They may sing a national anthem, and then they're having their favorite drink, but they're watching their favorite teams. And just like music, man, sports is a drug, and you're going to get out there, and no matter how many times your teams disappoint you or just make you excited about winning a title or the drought it's been in. And I'll tell you this too, like I said, I'm still an Astros fan growing up down there in Houston. I love it. And that World Series was still good in 2022. I still love that, too. But Houston's had a great team for 7 years, no matter what people say out there too and all the critics. But I thought it was really cool just to kind of see it's a little bit up and down. But the Phillies are kicking some tail, man.
Man, I can't believe it. Some said it's because of the song. I don't know. But but the Philly's the type of town where if they win the World Series and this song comes out, they're gonna be like, all right, we got to play this song every year. It's superstition. But we're a very superstitious town. But hopefully something good will happen.
Tell us about this week. A lot of stuff going on, no doubt. Like I said, day 3, surviving it too, and those after parties kill you. But as far as plans go and things that you've got here, I mean, stages and back and forth and being pulled in a number of different directions. Tell me how the rest of this week's lining up for you.
Oh, well, man, this is my first CMA Fest ever. So, for me, it is just a full circle moment. I remember when I was down here first time, 2019, I was just a fan in the crowd and, with a dream before I moved here. And now, I get to do all this cool stuff. And it's just a full circle moment for me. It's been a whirlwind this entire week. I've been exhausted. I had a virus last week. It wasn't the vid, but, I somehow performed Thursday. Feels like yesterday. And it went so well. And man, it's just been awesome connecting with fans and guys like you and, just everybody here. This whole week is so inspiring because, everybody's here for country and it's really cool to see it in tangible form all weekend long. So.
And that's the cool thing, is to give back to the fans because, we see them lining up each morning. Some people said 10:30 the night before. Some people said it was just crazy enough to see them out there wearing the favorite T-shirts. And it was like there were some kickoff things where, like, Dolly was here Thursday. She was, I guess, doing a meet and greet or Q&A, whatever that is, upstairs in the exhibit hall where we went through the doors. And I'm like, man, when you're on this stage, you're like, I think we've arrived. This is a Super Bowl of country music. I mean, this is like pretty crazy. It really is. And giving back to the fans and the appreciation of like this week is something that I know you guys never take for granted.
No, and we can't do this without the fans, without you guys watching. This is for me, music is the one language I think we all get. We all have our differences, we all believe in what we believe in, but I think everybody can relate to a good song, and so for me, it's music's got that power, and to see it here and to hear those artists like Dolly, and I think she just announced her new musical or something like that. So it's another way music's expressed. It's just so cool, man. It's just, this whole week is just really, really incredible.
I can tell you the album that I've had on kind of my playlist now that's been like really good, from being from Texas. You're gonna know this. Hey man, you don't mess with Kojo. You don't mess with CJB. The things that he's doing right now, and that's just mine. But I was gonna ask you, how was that?
Oh, it was fantastic. As expected.
Expected. I've seen Kojo his whole life, concerts, playing those dives down there in Texas, and the bars, the venues, the saloons, and that guy busted his ass to get where he's at right now, and is the man. But I mean, that record Leather is so damn good, from 1 to 10 or whatever's on there. And it's like working with Trent Willman in the business, who's just a great producer, great singer songwriter. For you, who's kind of kicking, I mean, I probably see Kojo. Is there another one out there right here? You're like, it's just a whole fantastic album. I love listening to it from first cut to last.
Man, that's a great question, dude. I've been really jamming to Kelsey Hart. I don't know if you listen to Kelsey a lot, but yeah, Curb. But he's got something going on, man. But his new stuff is so good. I see him opening up for Luke Bryan soon, or Kojo, or somebody like that. But man, Cody, oh my God, like you just watch Cody and you're just blown away, and it's like, how does this man do it? And the night, so I was at Struggle Jennings' Opry debut. Cody also performed that night too, and I was just blown away. And a good buddy of mine, Josh Phillips, wrote Dirt Cheap by himself. So I don't know. I got to get on that wavelength one day, but we've got a couple songs too that we've written together. I'm about to put out, but man, there's so many great songs out there. It's just, but Leather, that whole record is it might be the best record this year.
I have to agree. I mean, you can't turn it off. I mean, Double Down, we played on the radio station KKTC the other day on True Country, just doing our morning kind of double shots there, which was crazy. That's Texas. I mean, of course, you got Oklahoma, and you got a little bit of Taos, New Mexico, up into Colorado too for the stations we're on. But it's just amazing how to hear him sing that Double Down and Work Boots kicking that off. I mean, it's just,
it inspires you, man. Because I grew up watching Garth. I grew up watching George Strait, and it's cool to see somebody channel that same Texas bloodline, through country music. And I think Kojo right now is really, I mean, maybe Parker McCollum, who I love so much. There's very few who are tapping into that, stream of consciousness from like the early 90s. And I think Cody Johnson does it so well. And country needs that, so I'm glad.
Long live country music. It's on that record, the duet with Brooks and Dunn. Long live B&D, baby. That's,
he's in Nashville. So
they need Cody Johnson out there too. Hey, plans moving forward, obviously. Rest of June, halfway through it. Tell us kind of an outlook for the rest of the year.
Man, I am working on a full-length record right now. Actually, two. I put out a bunch of songs. So when you first move to town, you got to get the bad ones out of your system, So after about 5 years, which I moved here 5 years ago, it feels like it was yesterday. I'm going to put all those on a project. They need to live on a project, and I can tie a ribbon on it and say, these served me well. These were great songs. But that'll kind of mentally leave the doorway open for new stuff. I've got a new one, Beer Drinkers, I wrote with Josh, who wrote Dirt Cheap. And that's a fun one, man. And then I've got one I wrote about my mom and dad that I love so much. And it's just, the next tier of music for me is just really real songs, real stories. And I feel like, I'm finally tapping into that now that I'm 5 years into this town. And, it takes a minute. It's artist development, it takes a minute, but once you kind of crack it, it's like, that's the music I want to do. So, it's very much, Kojo, Luke Bryan-esque, in the sense of the storytelling and the fun. And I love having fun on stage too. So a lot of great music coming your way.
Looking forward to it too. You find that juju, man. You find the door that opens. You walk through it. And like I said, I never know what's on the other side too. But I appreciate you being here, Holdyn Barder. The backstage pass. We're going to do a full length one of these in a few weeks here. We're going to get together, have you play some music, like do a takeover for us with like a little 25, 30-minute thing and talk about the new one coming out there too. More coverage here, day 3. CMA Fest continues. The backstage pass on hightidecountry.net and our friends KKTC True Country 99.9. We'll talk to you guys back in a flash, especially Tenant, Morgan Miles, and a whole lot more coming up here. Stay tuned.